I want to tell you a specific Tuesday. I was 27. I had a good job, a stable salary that allowed me to indulge in avocado toast and handbags, and a Sunday night feeling I can't describe to you as anything other than dread. I remember sitting at my desk at 3 p.m, not overloaded, not in a crisis. I was just staring at the spreadsheet and asking myself, why do I feel so tired? I slept like 6 to 7 hours. I haven't done anything physically demanding. By every external measure, I was fine. But I just felt so tired. Not the sleepy tired, but the kind that sleep won't fix. The kind where you wake up already counting the hours until you can go back to bed. I spent years thinking that something was wrong with me. Maybe I was weak, I was ungrateful, or just not built for the pace that everyone seemed to be handling fine. It wasn't until I left accounting, retrained as a music therapist, and started to actually looking into how the human body responds to chronic stress, that I finally understood what was happening. I wasn't lazy, I was drained, and there's a specific reason why. And more importantly, a way out. And this is what this video is about. Hi, I'm Venus. I'm a registered music therapist, former accountant who spent the better part of their decade being professionally functional but empty inside. I now help people understand and reset their well-being through what I call the T framework. T stands for time, energy, and attention. If you haven't seen my first video explaining the framework, you can watch it here, but you don't need it to follow along in this video. This video is specifically about energy. What drains it, why the modern work culture is particularly brutal on it, and what you can actually do. Not your generic wellness advice. Specific evidence-based things that actually work. So let's get into it. When most people think about energy, they think about sleep and food and coffee, which is a bit like thinking your phone only needs charging, and ignoring the 47 apps that are quietly running in the background draining all the battery. Energy is not just physical. There are 4 layers. Physical energy is the one that everyone knows. Sleep, nutrition, and movement. These are the foundation. I preach about it all the time. If this is broken, nothing else works. But here's what most people miss. You can have a decent physical energy and still feel completely depleted because the other 3 layers are leaking. Emotional energy is the cost of managing your feelings at work. And I mean that literally. Suppressing frustration at a meeting, performing enthusiasm that you don't feel, being endlessly patient with a difficult colleague. All that costs something. Psychologists call that emotional labor. It's real, it's measurable, and in most corporate environments is completely invisible and under-acknowledged. Mental energy is your cognitive load, the weight of decisions, the unfinished tasks, the unresolved problems, and background worry. Every open loop in your mind, every I should really, and I haven't dealt with, is quietly consuming your mental energy, whether you're actively thinking about it or not. And then we have purposive energy, and this is the one that nobody talks about. It is the energy that comes from meaning, when your work aligns with your values, when what you do feels connected to something that you actually care about. Energy almost generates itself. When it doesn't, you can perform the same task and feel twice as drained. That Tuesday at my desk, my physical energy was fine, but I was bleeding emotional, mental, and purposive energy, and I did that every single day, and there is no way to replenish any of them. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Most office environments are extraordinarily well designed to drain all 4 types of energy simultaneously. Open plan offices destroy your attention and elevate your cortisol, your stress hormone, even when nothing stressful is actually happening. Just the background noise and visual movement of other people keeps your nervous system on a low-level alert all day. As a music therapist, I find this particularly striking. Most people have no idea how their sonic environment is affecting their stress levels without their conscious awareness. The always on communication, your Slack, your emails, your notifications, it means that your brain never fully disengages. Even when you're not actively working, part of your nervous system is waiting for the next ping. The background vigilance is exhausting. It is the equivalent of running a very slow, very continuous physical activity every hour. And then there's the performance of work, looking busy, being visible, attending meetings that could have been emails. The gap between the work that you actually do and the work that you want to be seen doing. That gap costs energy. None of this is your personal failing. It is the structure that you're operating in. Recognizing that doesn't always mean that you you can change the structure, but it means that you can stop blaming yourself for being tired and start making deliberate choices about where you place your limited energy. In the T framework, an energy drainer is someone whose primary leak is energy, not time, not attention, but the underlying capacity to show up. Here are the signs. You feel tired in a way that you can't explain. Not sleepy, not physically ill, just a persistent background heaviness that doesn't lift even after rest. Rest doesn't restore you. You take a weekend off and come back on Monday, feeling exactly the same. Holiday helps briefly, and then the tiredness returns after a few days. This is a key sign. It means that you're not just physically fatigued. You are running on a nervous system that doesn't know how to downregulate anymore. You give more than you receive, and you don't notice until you're empty. This is especially common for people who are in caring or services roles, or anyone who has built their identity around being reliable and capable. You give at work, you give at home, and the question of what really fills you up has never been answered. Sunday night feels worse than Monday morning. The anticipation of the week is more draining than the week itself. This is your nervous system already preloading the stress. You use stimulants to start and sedatives to stop. Coffee to get going, wine or scrolling to switch off. It is an extremely common pattern and you can name it out without feeling shame. It is a coping mechanism for a dysregulated energy system, not a character flaw. If 3 or more of these symptoms are landing, you are likely an energy drainer, and everything I'm about to share is specifically for you. I want to give you things that you can actually do, not to just take more breaks or get more sleep. Here are 5 things that the research supports, and that I've seen work both personally and professionally. Identify your energy sources and drains in writing. Most people have a vague sense of what exhausts them, but they have never made it explicit. Take 10 minutes this week and write 2 lists, things that genuinely restore you, not the things that you think might restore you, things that actually do, and things that cost you more than they give. And then look at your calendar and see which list dominates your week. That gap is your energy diagnosis. Protect your nervous system from chronic low-level stress. This is my music therapist hat on. Your nervous system has 2 modes, the sympathetic, the activated, alert, stress, and parasympathetic, rested, restored, and calm. Most people in demanding jobs spend the majority of their waking hours in the sympathetic mode without realizing it. The fastest, most evidence-backed way to shift into parasympathetic mode is through your breath. A slow exhale, which should be longer than your inhale, directly activates your vagus nerve and begins to downregulate your stress response. Inhale for 4 counts, exhale for 6 to 8. Do this for 2 minutes before a meeting, after a difficult conversation, or whenever you notice your shoulders near your ears. Sound also works. Specifically, slow rhythmic music that is around 60 BPM has been shown to lower cortisol and shift your nervous system towards rest. Address emotional labor explicitly. If your job requires a lot of emotional management, which most jobs do, you need a deliberate decompression ritual between work and home. Not scrolling, not immediately cooking dinner or talking to people. You need a transition, even 10 minutes, where you consciously shift out of work. For me, it was doing calisthenics, but it doesn't have to be that. You can take a walk without your phone, sitting with a cup of tea and do nothing. The specifics matter less than the deliberateness. You are telling your nervous system that that part of the day is over. Close your open loops. Remember what I said about mental energy being consumed by unfinished things. This one is tactical. Once a week, I do that on Friday afternoons. Do a brain dump of every open loop you are carrying, every uncommitted task, every unresolved thing, every I should really. Write them all down. Decide, do them, schedule them, delegate them, or deliberately drop them. A closed loop costs nothing. An open one costs you indefinitely. Reconnect with propulsive energy. This is the hardest one, but the most important. If you feel drained regardless of how much sleep that you get, regardless of what habits that you try, ask the deeper question. Are you spending your time on things that feel meaningful to you? Not every task needs to be meaningful, but somewhere in your week, in your work, how you spend your discretionary time, there needs to be something that generates energy rather than just consuming it. For me, that question leads to a complete change in career. I'm not saying that that's what it means for you, but that's a question worth sitting with. Everything I've shared today applies specifically for energy drainers. But here's the thing, you might be watching and recognizing some of them, not all of it. Maybe the energy piece resonates, but also the focus piece or the stress piece. That's why I built the T assessment. It takes 2 minutes and it measures all 3 areas: the time, the energy, the attention. And it gives you a personalized report on where your biggest leak is and what to prioritize first. It's free, link in description box below. Take it while it is fresh, because the insight is often most useful when you're already thinking about it. I'll be making videos on the other 2 overwhelm types, the focus scatterer and the stress accumulator. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see those, because you might also resonate with them. If there is anything I said in this video that resonated with you, don't forget to drop a comment. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.